Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Jahte. We're here on Film Diet once again. Uh, yeah, where we try to get as much information and our opinions in as possible in a little period of time. So happy digesting. Today I have my boy here with me. His name is Richard Walters, aka Morpheus, aka Tiny from Degrassi.
That's right. That's
So
right.
today we're going to talk about A Wrinkle in Time. A lot of people know that it's starring Oprah, but she is not the real star of this movie.
No.
We have two up and comers. We have one young lady who happens to be, she's biracial, and it kind of revolves this story around her and her family, where they're on this journey and this quest to go get their father, who is lost across the universe. It's based on a book. It's a very good book, and this movie I found happened to be very colorful. It had great visuals. The story itself, there's some holes in it, but it was really enjoyable. I will say that we've gone through this whole trend of saying that they're kids movies, but these movies are not for kids, man.
Yeah. Some of them they kind of get, they cross over that line a couple times. You're like, wait, should I?
No, man. Listen, I understand the whole thing where I can see why kids can watch that movie for sure, but there was some scary shit.
Yeah, there was some. Man, I was out. There was times where things were jumping out the screen. I'm like, oh my.
I'm like, is that okay?
Good.
You're gonna give some kids some nightmares. This is some crazy shit.
Yeah.
But what'd you think of the film, man?
Overall, like you mentioned, you already touched on it. The visuals were unreal. Like every time they were going to some other, world or wherever they went, every time they went through it, the music and everything, and just like the overall Cineplex experience, that was unreal. That got me every time. There were some of the younger characters. They had their sick moments where if it wasn't real, you wouldn't catch it. You would be like, okay, this is fake. This is but no, the little kids, I'm telling you, they really had moments, and I was like, wow, I feel that. Some of them were knocked it out of the park, and I was impressed. And you said it was one of their first experiences,
Yeah. So I mean, I don't like to give away too much spoilers. I try to keep it a little on the wraps. Make you do your own research. So if you don't know who the two young stars are, go research them. Get the IMDb rating up. Go look at their names. They're pretty fresh to the industry, and I think they're doing a good job. And I think being able to just work with powerhouses, Reese Witherspoon, and Oprah, and then I always forget her name.
She's from The Office.
No. It was, damn it. She's brown. She's lovely. She oh God, Mindy. There you go. Her name is Mindy, and I can't remember her last name now. But yeah, so those three powerhouses. I mean, those are great credits to start off with.
Oh, yeah.
I would say. So overall wise, I mean, the book was really solid. There's a lot of information that was in the book that wasn't necessarily presented in the movie, and we all know those are things that kind of happen. Translating to the big screen is a little hard for films, and there was also a black director, so that was great. Yay, ethnicity winning. I found certain plot holes a little bit too much for me to be like, this is like a 20 out of 10, whatever. I still think it's something that you should definitely go watch. I'm very happy that there was a factor of biracial marriage, biracial children, and just the whole ethnicity thing. I feel like because it was represented, I didn't really think too much about it until after I left, and I was like, wait a minute. I feel like there was a good representation.
Yeah, it wasn't forced either.
I think it's just a step in the right direction for people not to really see color, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But here's how I know it was a kids' film, because nothing really happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nothing really happened. Obviously there was a storyline, there was a plot, and there was twists, and things visually had it, but nothing really happened. It was kind of like one of those things where do you remember the movie Shark Boy and Lava Girl?
Oh yeah.
I kind of had that vibe of that, and a little bit of Spy Kids put in there. You know what I'm saying? But there was never any real thing that happened. They definitely went on this little journey, but it was kind of hey, by the way, you think you lost your daddy, but he's just kind of been stuck. And you got to go get him, and then they just go get him, and they come back, and they're like, yay. So in that aspect, yes, children's, they put enough for children to kind of understand that it's this is a good thing. Yay, it's the end, clapping. But one of the biggest things about most movies is that, there's multiple levels to it. Mm-hmm. And so I found that, if you're a little older, maybe, you might not enjoy it as much. And again, the visuals, I found the the visuals that I found a little disappointing was that there wasn't enough of it.
Fair.
I wanted to see more planets.
I was enjoying it. I was like, all right, we got the colorful, all bright planet, and I'm expecting the, I don't know, different textures, different feels, and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
I was
So
ready.
they showed different planets in it. Like, of course, like it's about space exploration and like just being able to travel anywhere in the universe just with the power of your mind, tapping into the right frequency, which is kind of stepping into quantum physics, which is pretty cool stuff and a lot to digest. But it's like, where was I wanted more though, Yeah. It's like they give you a little taste and they tease you with it because the trailer I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna go on this space exploration. It's gonna be great. And then you get there in the movie and it's like they give you you get a little taste, your mouth waters, and you're like, ha, give it to me, ha. And they're like, that's it, and you're like, why? Other actors, who did a really surprising, great job that I loved because it was so subtle. Because normally, like, he doesn't get taken seriously enough. Zach Galifianakis.
Oh yes, yeah.
So he was really refreshing, man. He was really refreshing. He was funny.
Yeah, he did have his funny moments,
but it wasn't over the top. It wasn't like what everyone usually sees him as. He was very sincere. He had such a performance that made me feel really. I actually left the movie thinking about him, kind of going, damn, that man is good. Yeah. You know what? I liked him. I did not like him before, but I got a newfound respect for him after that.
True.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of different things that this movie did touch on that made me feel that, it's worth the watch. Yeah. And then other things that made me kind of just be upset, but not upset because it was a bad movie, just more because you could have tacked more onto it. We wanted to see more. There was so much more.
Like I said, the visuals were that was my take from the film. Yeah. The visuals. I'm like, all right, let's go on journeys. Let's keep going. Yeah. And it makes sense. Like every story needs to have a storyline and everything. You know what I mean? But if it was visually driven, like in a sense, most people would argue that it is. And when you see it,
Avatar, right?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like. The visuals are the strength of that. Just use that and let that drive the story. You know what I mean? Like I was in every single place that they went to, and I'm like, I want more of this.
I wanted to see more intelligent life. I wanted to see other kinds of, because I wasn't gonna say it, but I'm gonna say it. There's one scene where you're like you get to kind of like experience another being, and she looked like a cabbage lettuce flavored fruit roll up. I'm sitting there thinking, like, when she's like, I'm trying to get change, and she does the thing and she transforms. I was like, why she look like a piece of lettuce? I looked up like, but it was still cool, man. It was still cool. I looked at it and I was like, man, that's really cool. And she's flying and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, here's where we're gonna get into like some nitty gritty, some juice, some meat. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then it was just one of those, like, the scene ended so fast. I was like, why? Yeah. Why? And then so I found I really would have liked to see a lot more different planets and a lot more diversity, as in opposed to like using the universes for different characters, because like you start to expose the fact that there's alien life and there's intelligent life and there's like this entire concept where like it's light versus dark, which is a very simplistic thing, but at the same time it's intrinsic to like a lot of different storylines. You know what I mean? Like it comes down to a lot of baselines of like good versus evil, wrong versus right. Mm-hmm. Picking the right choices as opposed to the wrong choices, and like consequences, and a lot of things are driven by those things. And in this movie, there's all they line you up for so many different things where the main characters, her parents are brilliant scientists and physicists. And they're on the forefront of this new concept, not even just technology. They're onto this entire new platform of how we operate as human beings, as an entire race, as a whole. And you get to really believe in them, and then like it happens and you're there with them, and then at the end of the film you don't even get to know what happens, and I'm like, mother what? And it's just like you get a happy ending, and it's still a great ending, and then it's just more of like you're just sitting there left with, you guys better come up with another movie and give me the rest of this.
I know. Both of us have been waiting. Like we walked down. I'm like, first of all, I got to give a shout out to do you know the names of the actors, the little boy especially? Y'all
need to go look it up.
Listen,
make their IMDb ratings go up. They need to be in more films.
More of them. You need to see more of them. Let's just say that he was able to. That little boy blew my mind. A kid that age was able to hold his own and just kill it every single time.
You know who they reminded me of? They reminded me of Drew and Millie.
Oh yeah, that's true. Shout out to not even upcoming. They're established actors. They're
making more money than me.
Yeah. My gosh, that's true. That's true. Very well spoken, very talented, very
Introduce them, let them people know who they're talking about.
Millie and Drew Davis. Way back when
yeah,
you were
they're from Toronto.
Theater.
They're from Canada, and they are amazing actors. You'll see them.
No question. You'll see them if you haven't already. You will see them. Shout out to them. Love y'all. I'm telling you. Shout out to those kids.
But yeah, so the boy did remind me a lot of Millie. You know, as in like talent and like just how he delivered his lines and stuff like that. Very well talented. And again, go to that IMDb page. Look up A Wrinkle in Time and look at those actors' names. Get those star ratings up. We want to see more of these kids.
That's right. I was thoroughly impressed. I was impressed.
So give me your overall take of A Wrinkle in Time.
Overall take, visually, it was on point. The new actors, considering that was their first job, blew my mind. That got me. And listen, who doesn't love you some Oprah and Reese Witherspoon? Come on, let's be real now. Overall, I enjoyed the film. I thought it was great. Looking forward to the sequel if there is one.
This man signed off. We're not even done. I was just.
Oh damn!
I'm playing. Well, I didn't tell you guys. Richard here is an actor from Toronto, Canada.
That's right.
He's done everything from like musical theater to TV to commercials as well. And so I thought having your take on how this film affected you would be something that's worthwhile. I mean, for me, the first time I saw the film, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, it just raised up some emotions in me. I cried. My mom was like, I shouldn't have told you to watch it. But it was a great movie. It was emotionally just like so many different concepts of not being accepted by people, trying to prove yourself to yourself, your family, having all these different dynamics of how things at home can affect you, and then how you affect people around you. Because part of it takes place in high school, and some of these girls are really mean, and the reason why they're mean is because of like insecurities and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it comes from a dark place. And almost anything can trigger these kind of emotions. So I thought, them touching on these little things and kind of like, hinting at them and like seeing that, just with some simple positivity, we can combat that was, it was really cool. That ball that girl took to the face though, like a champ.
That was funny.
It was like dodgeball.
That was funny.
Brought back some memories. I was like, oh shit.
Not even a real.
Yeah, knocked this girl out.
Oh, cool.
I mean, that's a little bit more of a spoiler. You guys will see when you see the movie.
That's mean to see.
It was.
Funny,
what did you say? I was like, oh, she about to get real black. Hold up. And hit this girl in the face with a damn ball.
Yeah, that was.
Oh man. Yeah. All in all, I think the movie was definitely generally entertaining. It's something that you definitely can watch with your family. I would just say that if you have really young kids, like between like the ages of like 1 and maybe 6, maybe
Might be
explain some things to them before they get into that movie, thinking it's going to be like all fun and like Kung Fu Panda, because it's not. It is a little bit more for like a mature kid. But don't let your kids get scared. Take them with them, hold their hands, and it'll be all right. You will enjoy it. The visuals were amazing. The acting was definitely superb, and it was fun. So go watch A Wrinkle in Time, and Jahte out. Happy digesting, y'all.
Peace.